Just Talk Entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video is a call to action, calling out all you very talented artists, especially if you're good at doing comic book stuff. So on the Nation last night, I made a large post discussing basically that I've come up with a story. I'm going to share a little bit of it here, and I kind of want to bring it to life a little bit. Now, I used to love writing when I was younger. Used to write all the time. I mean, I'm talking from 12, 13, all the way up to when I was 25. And as time progresses, you get older, you get married, you have kids, and writing long stories wasn't ideal for me anymore. I just couldn't do it. And I've had some great stories that I finished that I just locked away in a safe. And then I have some stories that I've never finished that I still have locked away and I hope to finish one day. But more recently, I've come up with an idea for a story that I'm really excited about. It's been stuck in my brain for 2 months. Ever since I started writing down the ideas and fleshing out the characters, it's really starting to grow. And last night I decided to share it with some people because one thing I like to do is I like to see how other people feel about the idea. I'd like to tell a little bit of the story and get some feedback. Now, I try to go to people who I know are not going to be biased. So the first person I went to is my wife, because I know people would think, oh, well, you're always going to be biased. Not my wife. My wife is supportive. She's not biased. There's a difference. In other words, if I came to my wife with something and she thought it was a shitty idea, she'd say, I think it's going to fail, but I'm your wife. I'll support you. That's how my wife is. But she felt it was good. So I said, okay, so let me go to the next stage. And overall, I would say 11 people prior to this video know about this story. And now I feel confident to move to the next step. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the story and give you an idea, because if you're going to submit artwork for the comic, if you want to be part of the project or have a chance to be part of the project, then you want to know a little bit about it. So it's going to be a comic book, and the reason I chose a comic or a graphic novel is because traditionally they're a little bit shorter than a novel, or in some cases a lot shorter, depending on what you're going for. So I know that I can write it in such a way that's not encumbering, considering I have, my job and of course YouTube and my family, but I really want to do it because I'm excited about it. So the story is about a 25-year-old Spanish man, and he's just your average guy. He works. He's got a regular job. The only thing is, while maybe he's average to people who don't know him, some of his closer friends know that he's actually pretty rich, and he's come into this money. It's not something he's earned over time because he actually works just a normal job. And I haven't exactly come up with a way of how he got the money. I'm swinging 3 different storylines with that right now, but nonetheless, he's going to have it. But he's not the one to flaunt it. He's not into money like that. Like he knows it's there if he needs it. It gives him some sense of security, but it's not what he's all about. He's not one to go out and flash it. And he's not even like a big time boss at his job. He does well, but he's not a boss. And he's got a good friend that works at the job who's a tech IT guy there. He's very tech savvy and he's a bit of a nerd, but they've been friends for a long time, and he knows about his wealth. So this young man, even though he's okay, life is good for him, he wants something more, and he doesn't want to do it with his money and well, not that he doesn't want to do it with his money, but the money's not enough to satisfy him, because of what he feels inside. And he doesn't necessarily want to move up the corporate ladder, so to speak. He doesn't know what he wants, but he knows he wants to accomplish something big, something grand. And he doesn't feel that having a lot of money or moving up the corporate ladder is for him. That's just not him. So anyway, he's coming home from work one day, and he's walking home from the train station, and he notices this building on fire, an apartment building. And the first thing that he noticed that really scared him was there was no firefighters. There was no, fire department there to take down the fire. He did notice a lot of people in the front of the building. So he ran up and he inquired to the people. He says, hey, what's going on here? Why isn't the fire department here? Well, so happens that the fire department in the cities, they've cut the funds a little bit. So there's not as many firefighters on the force right now as there used to be. So the next thing he notices is that there's people looking at the fire, and through talking to people there, he realized that some of the people who are out there are actually escaped from the building. But he's also told that there's still people in there. So he's standing there alone with these people looking up, and he's realizing, wait a minute, we have to do something. So he tries to get help. He's telling people, look, we got to go back in there. We got to help these people. And nobody's moving. People are scared shit. People just came out of there. The last thing they want to do is go back in. So he rushes in there, scared shitless. He's kind of not thinking, but he is. And to make a long story short, he goes in there and he comes out saving a little girl. And everybody was very happy. Nobody knew there was still a child in there. Eventually, the fire department did make their way to the building and put out the fire. And while they praised him for being brave enough to go in there and save the girl, he also got a lot of criticism for not being smart. So he goes home that night. He thinks to himself, damn, I really feel good inside about what I did. And he comes to this realization that he wants to help people. You know, he wants to help people. And he's so excited about this revelation that the next day at work, he tells his friend, he's like, hey, you know, this is what happened. And he goes and tells his friend everything. And his friend suddenly just starts going nuts. His friend is this ultimate geek. And now suddenly thinks that his friend, his best friend that saved the, you know, the people from the fire or the girl from the fire, he thinks he wants to be a superhero. So he's telling him, he's like, hey, you know, you got the money. You could be a superhero. We can get you a car. We can get you an outfit. You can do this. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no, I'm not being a superhero. I'm not fighting crime. That's not what I'm doing. That's for the cops. I just want to help people. You know, if there happens to be somebody pulled over on the side of the road, I just want to be there for them. You know, I want to be able to help them. Maybe call AAA. Or if there's somebody that's in a bad accident and they're stuck in a car, I want to pull them out. Or if there's another fire and there's somebody who can't get out. Or I just want to be there when the other options fail. That's what he tells him. I want to be there when the other options fail. So his friend looks at him and says, oh, so you want to be a glorified save the cat in the tree guy? And he laughs, but yes, that's what he wants to do. So his friend supports him, and he goes off, and every other night or every couple of nights, he goes on patrol, and he helps here and there. You know, he does little things, and kind of starts to make a little name for himself. Nothing grand, nothing special, and it's never flashy. It's never pretty. It's not a spectacle. One night when he's on patrol, he notices a woman getting mugged, and he's frozen, almost stuck in suspended animation, because on one hand, he knows what the right thing is to do. But on the other hand, he doesn't want to get involved in crime fighting. So he sits there and he grabs his phone. And he calls 911. And he says, hey, there's this guy harassing this woman on this street, on this corner. We need some cops. So after he makes the phone call, right away, immediately, he notices a cop car coming down the road. And when he looks down, he notices that the woman is struggling a bit, but the cop car is close enough. And he takes off. And that's it. He figures the cop car stops, sees what's going on, pulls over, and takes care of it. But little known to him, the cop car keeps going. And the woman is stabbed. And she's killed. The next day he goes into work. And it was a very different environment. It seems like there was a lot of things going on, but it was very quiet. So he approaches his friend. He says, hey, you know, what's going on here? Everybody looks so gloomy. So his friend tells him, well, you know, so-and-so got killed last night on this corner, was mugged and stabbed. When he gets the details, he realizes that the woman that he could have saved, or the woman he thought he saved by calling the cops, was murdered. The cops did not stop. That's where the story is going to end for now. There is a lot more written down. I'm very, very excited about the story. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more I have written down, and I've actually gotten pretty far ahead. Now it's just a matter of constructing it together and making it cohesive. And to give you guys an idea of what I'm looking for, my main character, is about 6'1". He's about my complexion, a little bit darker. He's slender. He's not fit. He's not built, but he takes care of himself. And if you want more, you know, I don't want to get into too much detail because I want to see what some of you guys have. But now you have a gist of what the story might be about. I don't want to get into too much detail. Actually, I felt that was detailed enough, but there is more. But I felt I gave you enough so that way you guys can picture what he looks like. And you know, take your time. This is no rush. This is not something you have to have by tomorrow, not something you have to have by the end of the week. But I am looking for a talented artist that can bring my story to life with their drawings. And if you think that you can, you know, do the job, show me some of your work. And when I decide who I want to pick, you'll find out. We'll talk, and we'll go from there. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you like the idea. Please feel free to criticize and critique all you want down on the bottom. Only serious people will be read. The minute I see like a little joke starting, I'm just gonna move to the next one. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. And like I said, when you want to submit your work, I almost forgot this part, very important, right? When you're ready to submit your work, you can send me an email to robetnation@aol.com. That is the channel dedicated email. So, you know, and like I said, take your time. There's no rush. This is not something I'm going to be coming out with tomorrow. There's still a lot of story to get together, and I do have a co-writer, Rob Taylor, who's going to be helping me put it together. Because sometimes my thoughts are all over the place, so he's going to kind of help me keep it in line there. So, but all right, guys. So I can't wait to see some of your work. I'm very excited about it, and hopefully I've inspired you to draw something nice. I would like you to draw me, if you can, if it's not too much to ask, draw one sketch of what I'm going to call him the hero. One sketch of what he would look like in normal civilian clothing, and one sketch of what you think he might look like in his superhero, well, I don't want to say superhero, but his hero outfit, so to speak, okay? And remember, he's not a crime fighter, all right? He's just a civilian that wants to help people, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, take it easy. That's it. Sorry for the long video. Signing off for ETN. No news, just entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching ETN. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit ETN's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description. You're watching ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video is a call to action, calling out all you very talented artists, especially if you're good at doing comic book stuff. So on The Nation last night, I made a large post discussing basically that I've come up with a story. I'm going to share a little bit of it here, and I kind of want to bring it to life a little bit. Now, I used to love writing when I was younger. Used to write all the time. I mean, I'm talking from 12, 13, all the way up to when I was 25. And as time progresses, you get older, you get married, you have kids, and writing long stories wasn't ideal for me anymore. I just couldn't do it. And I've had some great stories that I finished that I just locked away in a safe. And then I have some stories that I've never finished that I still have locked away and I hope to finish one day. But more recently, I've come up with an idea for a story that I'm really excited about. It's been stuck in my brain for 2 months. Ever since I started writing down the ideas and fleshing out the characters, it's really starting to grow. And last night I decided to share it with some people because one thing I like to do is I like to see how other people feel about the idea. I'd like to tell a little bit of the story and get some feedback. Now, I try to go to people who I know are not going to be biased. So the first person I went to is my wife, because I know people would think, oh, well, you're always going to be biased. Not my wife. My wife is supportive. She's not biased. There's a difference. In other words, if I came to my wife with something and she thought it was a shitty idea, she'd say,